Welcome viewers to Diabetes Hope channel, the channel where we educate you, motivate you, and encourage you to control your diabetes and probably reverse it. This is the place where you find hope. I am your co-host, Nyambura Madenge, and our host is
Wanjiko Dongo.
Welcome, Wanjiko Ndongo, to the channel.
Thank you, Sarah.
So, how have you been?
I've been very fine.
Good.
Yes.
Same here. Mwalimu, in our last episode, we were discussing about fasting. Have you changed your mind?
Sarah, do you expect me to change my mind?
Knowing you? Nah.
No, when I focus on something, I focus on it to the end.
Good.
And this is what I want our viewers to know.
Good.
To be determined to the end.
Good.
Yes.
So, what do you have for us today?
Dear viewers, today I want us to discuss about how to plan for a fast.
Okay.
You see, Sarah, you don't wake up in the morning and decide that I am going to fast. You have to plan for it.
Okay.
And I hope our viewers have managed to see the last episode and they are convinced that fasting is as essential as eating.
Okay.
And I hope they are inspired to start fasting on a regular basis. Sarah, I hope I am with you on this.
Let's see. When do you suggest we start? It depends. Like you said, we have to convince our minds and prepare.
So, dear viewers, today we are going to discuss how to plan for a fast. In order to be successful in fasting, we need to have appropriate planning.
Okay.
We need to plan when to fast,
Okay.
how many days to fast, and even how to stop a fast.
Okay.
So that the experience will not be too difficult. For example, those who are accustomed to taking one meal a day would find fasting for a day or two quite easy.
Okay.
But there are those who are not accustomed to fasting. They have never fasted at all, and therefore they would find it difficult from the very first day.
Okay.
But also, there are those that are accustomed to fasting just for 1 or 2 days.
Okay.
And for these ones, if you tell them to go for 4 or 5 days, they will not find it difficult because they are already accustomed to fasting for 1 or 2 days.
Okay. And so, where do we start in the planning process?
Now, we start by changing our diet.
Okay.
That is, if someone is eating a standard diet,
Okay.
that is, they are eating highly sugary foods, such as they are eating processed ugali, they are eating chapatis, they are eating arrowroot, they are eating sweet potatoes, they are eating bread. Now, those individuals are going to find it very difficult to start fasting. So what they need to do is to stop eating these foods for a period of no less than 2 weeks before they can start this fast.
Okay.
And this is because it is difficult to successfully fast when we jump from such a diet. The person should change to eating natural and processed foods from the farm. That is, they should eat foods that are low glycemic, foods that are low in sugars, and foods that are high in fiber.
Okay.
This helps to lower sugar and also lowers sugar cravings.
So, Mwalimu, like the people who have been on the raw food challenge, would it be easy for those ones to go into a fast?
Exactly. For those ones, it would be very easy because they are not taking a lot of sugars. They are used to staying for longer periods of time without eating.
Okay.
So for them, it is going to be much easier. In the course of time, I have learned that sugar is very, very addictive. Now, it is as addictive as cocaine, and it can create havoc in the body.
Now, Mwalimu, why are we going on the sugar? Sugar, Mwalimu, you know my weakness with
Yeah,
sugar.
that's your little cocaine. And I can tell you, Sarah, if we withdraw it suddenly, you will experience withdrawal symptoms and you will not like it.
I know.
So for such individuals, they have to slowly get out of sugar before they can be able to get into a fast.
So I start now.
Exactly. That means we are together. Now, the other thing that we need to plan is how many days are we going to fast?
Okay.
We don't just wake up and decide to fast for 30 days.
Yes.
This one is not going to work.
Okay.
So we need to know how many days are we going to fast.
Okay.
Is it going to be a whole night and part of the day?
Okay.
For example, if the last meal is taken at 6 and the person does not eat again
At
until
6
the
p.m.
following day noon.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So the person can say, from today 6 p.m. I'm not going to eat until tomorrow noon.
Okay.
And that is a short fast. Those are just a few hours.
Okay.
And that is much easier to start with.
Okay.
Once a person has managed to do that kind of a short fast,
Okay.
they then can move on to a 24-hour fast.
Okay.
And this is where they do not eat in the night at all. And the following day, they still do not eat up to around 7 p.m. in the evening. So if you move on from 7 p.m. in the night up to the following 7 p.m. in the evening, then you've gone for 24 hours, and that is a good fast.
Okay.
A person that manages to fast for this successfully several times, they then can go to 36 hours fasting. They can later move on to 48 hours fasting. They can later move on to 72 hours fasting.
Okay.
And these are the individuals that can keep on increasing the amount of time that they fast, meaning they can go from 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, up to around a week.
Wow.
They will be successful, but they have to start slow. You start with the hours before we can go to the days.
Okay.
Yes.
Meaning a person who is able to fast for 24 hours can be able to go for 36 hours. And if you're able to go for 36, it means you can be able to go for 48 and then 72.
Exactly. And what we are saying is that a person who has never fasted should not be too ambitious. They should start with 12 hours and then they can build to 24 hours. They can go to 36 hours. They can go to 48 hours and then they can go to 72 hours.
Okay.
Those are individuals that at later dates, they'll be able to push it to 3 days, 4 days, 5 days. They can even push it to 7 days without a problem. But it is not really advisable for a person to fast beyond 5 days without being supervised by a doctor.
Okay.
And how long one takes in the fast is also going to depend on a person's experience and also on their exposure and how healthy the individual is.
Okay.
Now, people who are fasting for health reasons without severe illnesses can fast for 5 days without supervision.
Okay.
But if a person is sick, and especially if they are on medication, it is important that they embrace shorter fasts.
Okay.
And if they want to get into the longer fast, they need the permission and supervision of their doctor.
Okay.
Yes.
Good. So we said we should not take foods with high sugar index.
Yes.
So what should we eat before a fast?
Now, a day before the person fasts, it's also important that they take into consideration what they are eating that day.
Okay.
For example, Sarah, let's say that we want to fast tomorrow. Today is not the day for us to go for nyama shoma.
my.
Now, although that may look like a very good idea to just eat the best before you start fasting,
I know.
that is going to affect the colon movement.
Okay.
Because remember, you have put a very heavy product in the stomach, and then you have to stop eating. And at one time, that food may need to be removed from the system. If there is nothing to push it like a fiber, things may get very tough in the bathroom. So for this reason, it is important for the person to eat foods with a lot of fiber a day before the fast, preferably no meat at all. They should eat things like broccoli, cauliflower, spinach, sukuma, and they can eat them a lot, so that there'll be a lot of fiber in the colon, so that when they stop eating and they start taking water, then that you'll be able to move through the system. Yes.
Okay. So no meat, no heavy stuff.
Yes, and it is also important when we are planning that we also plan where the fasting is going to take place.
Okay.
And this is important because one has to consider their career. They have also to consider their family. And these are going to be factors that are going to affect the person's fasting.
Okay.
If a person intends to fast at home, then they will need to think whether they are going to cook for the other family members or they are going to hire another individual to cook for these members.
Okay.
This is because by the time you are going for 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, and you are
weak.
the one cooking,
Yeah.
you're not weak at all, imagine. Hunger finishes on the 3rd day. By the time we move to the 4th day, we are not feeling hunger.
Okay.
But that temptation of just looking at the food, smelling the food, just imagining how nice it would be to taste the food. And telling yourself it is not fair to give people food you have not tasted. You don't know whether it is having a lot of salt
or not.
And all those kind of things.
Yes.
They can be very difficult when you are fasting.
Yes.
So for that reason, plan well. Where is this fasting going to take place? And if you want to go for many days, like 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, and you are a religious person, then it may be nice to go to a religious center where there is strictly no food that is around. For example, myself, I prefer to go to Heaven's Gate Prayer and Fasting Center in Nakuru.
Yes, I know that.
That place, they are very, very strict with food. They will even check your bag whether it has biscuits.
Oh, no.
And you see, that ensures that you're able to adhere and you do not take anything except water. And now that becomes a lot easier for you to manage the 5 days that you have planned.
And also, if you go to such a place, everyone else is fasting, so it's easier for you because nobody's munching there, munching there.
Yeah, that is exactly true.
Yeah.
Also, Sarah, such a place is also good because all the other people are fasting.
True.
And when we are fasting among other people, it becomes very, very motivating.
True.
For example, when I've been there, I have seen very old people and they are really fasting. They're not taking anything and they are pushing strong.
True.
And you get very encouraged. I have also seen very young kids being brought for fasting for religious reasons. Some of them may be 12 years, they may be 15 years. And then you look at them and you ask yourself, if these ones are fasting, who am I?
Who am I?
So you get very encouraged to be able to carry out such fasts because you're among others that are also doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Now, Sarah, the challenge of fasting at home is that you're going to be surrounded by family and you're also going to be surrounded by friends. And these are people that love you so much and they may not fully understand why it is you're stressing yourself going without food for all those many days.
Yes.
And for that reason, they may keep on urging you to eat and they may actually put you into temptation because they may not understand what good fasting can do to your body.
True, true.
So for that reason, it's very, very important for us to plan where are we going to carry out the fast.
Okay.
Now, it's also important, Sarah, for us to be able to plan psychologically about what people are going to say when they hear that you're fasting.
Okay.
Especially in these years of technology, if you post it in social media or you post it in Facebook, you will get foes and friends alike.
Yes.
And I can assure you one thing, they all will be telling you that fasting is a very bad idea. They are going to tell you that you are going to lose your muscle. Others are going to tell you you are going to get very weak.
Yes.
Others are going to tell you you are going to get very sick. And there even could be others who will tell you you are going to die. How can you stay for five days without eating? We shall bury you sooner than you imagine.
I know.
So many people may discourage you from this journey. And for that reason, it is important that you prepare yourself psychologically.
Okay.
You have to know that fasting is a very, very personal choice. You are doing it because of the knowledge and the information that you have about its goodness.
Yes.
It is all about your health.
True.
It is all about your healing. It is all about you.
True.
And therefore, you have to learn to shut your ears and concentrate on your mission.
And say that my health, my responsibility.
Absolutely. You have to remember that mantra. Your health is always your responsibility. So really, you must take responsibility of your actions.
Yes.
Because your health is your responsibility. And dear viewers, for the month of February, we are considering doing several fasts as a group.
Okay.
So that together we can be able to help each other to successfully carry out a fast.
Yes.
What we are going to do, Sarah, we are not really going to strain our members, neither will I strain you.
Hey, thank you. Meaning, wait, I haven't heard what it's all. Wait.
No, this simply means that we are going to start it very soft.
Oh.
We can even start with an hour. Can you manage that?
Yes, yes.
So, dear viewers, in the month of February and maybe a bit of March, we want to carry out several fasts. And if you're out there, and especially if you have diabetes, this would be a very, very good opportunity for you to be able to participate in a fast where you are not alone, you are also with others.
Yes.
And for this reason, we want to ask all our viewers, if you are interested in carrying out this particular fast, and you'd like to participate, we would kindly ask you to email us at diabeteshopechannel@gmail.com.
Okay.
And we shall add you in a WhatsApp group that you'll purely be interested with individuals that are fasting.
Yes.
In this one, we don't want onlookers.
No, we don't want onlookers. Yeah. So what Mwalimu is saying is, if you're interested in joining the fast in February, we are going to have many fasts in the month of February and March. So if you're interested, send us an email at diabeteshopechannel@gmail.com.
Exactly. And in that particular group, we shall also be training individuals.
Okay.
Those that are interested in fasting, they'll be able to ask all the questions they have about fasting.
Okay.
And we'll be able to address their fears. We'll be able to address their concerns. We'll be able to share our experiences about the fasting. And especially for those people who are diabetic and they are not on medication, I would really encourage you, because here we are going to share our blood sugars, what is happening to our bodies, and I think it is going to be very encouraging.
True.
Sarah, how does that sound?
Anyway, I have enough time to prepare, but it sounds nice.
So thank you very much, viewers, for listening to this lesson.
Yes.
For me, it is bye for now until we meet in our next lesson.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mwalimu, on how to prepare for a fast. But I have a question. For those who are on medication, do they need to consult their doctor?
It is very important that they do so before they start on the fast.
Okay.
Because medication, as we had said earlier, does affect the fasting, and we don't want to get into trouble.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you very much, Mwalimu, for today's lesson on how to plan for a fast. Dear viewers, I hope you will join the WhatsApp group that we are going to form on the people who want to fast in the month of Feb. And there we can ask Mwalimu to give us a menu of what we will be eating during the fast. Yeah, we may decide we are fasting for only 5 hours, so we want to know what to eat the rest of the hours. Anyway, thank you very much, dear viewers, for your continued support. And for those of you who have not liked, shared, and subscribed, please do so. And thank you very much. Bye. God bless you.